Hello everybody, Brad here today and welcome back to Project Hospital. I hope you're all doing okay. So let's get stuck in with today's episode. So I have added some money to our bank account down here. I added roughly $50,000 and we'll be using this to start building our first specialised department. So we will get onto that right away. I've been doing some naming. So this here is in McDonald's eating a salad. I know your name is that fat guy in McDonald's eating a salad, but unfortunately the name doesn't fit, so that's you. Over here we've got Chad Oliver. He's actually a pharmacist, but he's obviously going here. You're currently in the toilet there, Chad, but that is the pharmacist, so he'll be going back to the pharmacy. That's Chad Oliver. Our next one that we have is Ryan Feliz. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, but you are a doctor in emergency. And last but not least, we've got Cornell Miles Jr. in the microbiology lab. So that's all the naming. Please feel free to comment down below if you'd like to be named as staff in the game. Anyone I haven't named yet, you will be named, but obviously we're just waiting to get that department in, like pathology or the emergency, hospitalization or the shop. So we will be naming you. Obviously we've just got to wait until those rooms actually come in. Okay, so the room that I want to build today, well, the department I want to build today, or start planning at least, is general surgery. I think that is the best department for us to get in at the start. And I was going to do a poll or something on Discord. Oh, by the way, if you haven't joined the Discord already, I'll pop up the link on screen now, and please feel free to join the Discord where we can chat about what we're doing in Project Hospital, and so do feel free to join if you wish. Right, so general surgery. So we're going to want the main corridor to kind of be, well, that's going to be some space, and obviously a part we were going to want a main corridor that goes off into our departments. So maybe we go behind here is my thinking. So if we can actually leave that as like a little garden. So why don't we go off here in line with that. So that's there. I think that's good. Right, let's get out our walls and we will let's do these as blue, just so we can get this in and we can change it as we go along. There we go, and we'll just get rid of that wall just in there. Perfect. Okay, so that's the more space that we have. That's cost quite a lot of money. And we need to get in at least the clinic. And we'd want the clinic to be the first thing that people walk into. Then they can go into the hospitalization part with the wards and all of that kind of stuff. I think it's the best idea for layout. So let's get out general surgery. Right, so if we said that we're going to walk in, that's going to be our main corridor going up there. You would walk in. Let's have some doors so that you walk in somewhere like there. Okay. And then we're going to want a reception area, which then goes into a waiting room. 8x8 is going to be plenty. Okay. And then how do I want the rooms to be arranged? Well, the clinic rooms. Maybe we'll expand that to go out. I think that will work. I'm just going to put in any old wall. We'll make sure it's all the correct ones after. And then we could get in the general surgery offices. So 1, 2, 3. Because that should be plenty. Behind, we could have the cleaning closet, and we could have a small restroom there, and then you come through reception if you want to go into the hospitalization part. Obviously this is going to have to be larger. Right, so in here we're going to go with, I think we're going to go purple. We've gone blue there, green for labs, orange for radiology. Let's go purple, and we will, that needs to be a wall. Well, that's not the right one, is it? Let's get that wall. So down there. A bit like that. Lovely. And then that's also going to want to be purple. Perfect. Okay. Right, so we're going to want a door that goes into the restroom. We're going to want some doors that go into our doctor's offices, and that one's going to want a restricted door over there. Lovely jubbly. Now let's get in maybe this floor, because I don't use this floor very much at all. I don't think I've used this floor very much in our past Let's Plays. So let's get that out for the waiting room and the reception. The actual, or the restroom can just have tiles, and then the actual doctor's offices, maybe just like a purple lino, and then black for the cleaning closet. I think that makes sense. Cool. So let's pop in some windows before we get busy with getting into some actual items. So we'll put in as many windows as possible, probably that for the moment. Right, so our reception. Our reception is going to want a desk, and I'm going to use this desk just for something a little bit different. So let's get that in. Then we're going to want that one there. We'll get in one PC, at least for the moment, just one. Blue chair. We can definitely get in a printer. And, oh, cordless phone. I think this must be one of the mods. It's a cordless phone. What else is new? I need to have a bit more of a better look in there, but I'll have a look at that some other time. Get like a little plant. Maybe we'll get some brochures. So we can't pop them there. Can't get bonbons. Can we get files? And maybe a flower. Beautiful. Okay. And then we could get in at least one chair in reception. I don't know if it'll ever actually be used. And maybe a water dispenser there. And maybe we'll get in like a small card file, because we're going to want a door there going into the hospitalization part of the department. Okay, so benches. Let's get out the purple benches, and we'll get some there, and then we'll get a nice bank in the middle, and maybe some more there. Perfect. So we could get in a vending machine in the corner. Can I change the colour of that? Let's get out a blue one. We'll get out a coffee machine as well, I think. We'll get that one maybe there. And get that more like there. Perfect. Okay, right, so decals. We're going to want those to be doctor's offices. Like that. And we're going to want one for the restroom. So there's the restroom, and we're going to want one, if I can speak, for general surgery outside. So we'll put that either side. Okay, then we'll do the numbers. So that's going to be 1, that's 2, and that is the last one, number 3. Okay. Now let's get out some plants. Oh, I can't put this anywhere because I've put decals everywhere, and I'll get a bin as well. Now let's get out some posters. So let's get out the info poster. Eye, would you have eye? Maybe liver, that kind of makes sense. And we'll get out the COVID-19 one over here, I think. Perfect. Okay, do I like that? Oh yeah, look at that, isn't that lovely? Right, so let's go for WC. What I think I'll do is I'm going to go with, let's go blue. I'm going to get out 2 stools, like so. Get out the doors for them, like that. Then we can go for some sinks, and then we've got space for a hand dryer just there. We'll get in the mirrors as well. Perfect. Cleaning closet. We'll get 2 shelves, 2 bucket carts, and we've got lots of room to put in stuff like sinks and cabinets. Perfect. Okay, this is coming along nicely. Right, so this one here, let's get in the cheap office desk with an office chair, and obviously that's going to need a PC, and we'll get a paper holder, I think. Then we're going to want disinfectant dispenser in the door. I'd like one of these out here as well, or at least going into the department, So you can clean your hands before you go in there. Okay, then let's get out a bin. We're going to need an eye test. We're going to need a chair for someone to park their bums on while they talk about their bum problems. And then let's get out the exam table. We'll go in that corner there with the medical light. We'll get a privacy screen. So if you need to get changed, you can. Lovely. Then we need the mobile equipment cabinet. Let's get that in there maybe. Then we need space for CRP scan and audio meter. So let's get those in there like that. And then should we get in a bookcase? Let's get a bookcase as well because that looks pretty cool. Yeah, okay, I'm really happy with that. So I'm going to copy this room and I'm going to park it over there. Now let's get rid of the door. Let's get rid of the door. Perfect. The decals are all the same. Lovely, because what I want to do is have 2 at the moment. So I think 3 rooms here is going to be too much. So I think us going for 2 rooms and then we can fill out this room later on is going to be the best thing to do. Let's just get rid of that. That disinfectant dispenser is going to annoy me. Get rid of the door. Okay, that's there. So let's move that to there. Then we'll get the door back in. Perfect. Okay. So this is shaping up lovely. So let's get in a receptionist. You're pretty good, Mary. Doctor wise, we're going to want someone that's pretty good, like a chief doctor if possible. You're pretty, oh my god, and you're called Peter Jackson. You are a director and a surgeon. So let's get in Peter. He's going to be our chief doctor. Then we'll also get in someone maybe not quite as good. Let's go for David Thomas, although he does have a hidden perk, so he might be a bit crap. Let's definitely get in Karen at night because she's really good for our night shift. And then in the day, let's go for Casey. He's got 2 hidden perks, but I'm not going to know what that is. So that's our objective complete. So we've got our open clinic at our specialised department. That opens up our ability to get hospitalisation at emergency. So we'll definitely be doing that ASAP. So I think there's another objective there at some point. I think it was just a treat 20 patients. Oh yes, I've got some money. Lovely. So we can now unlock this insurance company, Liver TY. And if we treat 1 patient per day within our specialised department of general surgery, we unlock hospitalisation. So that's definitely what we want to do. So let's speed up time. Pharmacy's busy today. Chad, you're busy today. And we'll hopefully get some patients coming up into our general surgery department. And then hopefully we can treat them as soon as possible. And then we can get in our hospitalisation. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how this is going actually. That's a really nice little department. 2 doctor's offices. Oh, yeah, I like that. I'm actually pretty proud of that. The pharmacy looks so cool as well. It's really nice to see the pharmacy in here. Okay, how busy? So we're okay, no rooms look like they need any expanding or anything. Looks like we've got plenty of rooms everywhere. Okay, lovely. So I might need to fast forward into tomorrow to get our first patient in general surgery. Because it looks like we're pretty quiet today. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll fast forward to tomorrow and I'll see you when the sun begins to rise. Okay, so our first patient is in our general surgery department. So let's get his profile up. We've got Frank Clark, who's suffering from hypothyroidism. Okay, so let's give him all of that. What's the one that he absolutely needs? The synthetic thyroid hormones. Okay, cool. So hopefully we'll treat Frank shortly. We've also got Karen Lewis. So it looks like she's got Graves' disease. So let's do a physical exam and a neck palpitation just to make sure. But we will also start giving her drugs there. So I assume these guys will come over to general surgery, the pharmacy to collect their drugs. Yep, perfect. Our objective is complete. We treated our first patient in general surgery, which means that we can now get in our hospitalisation and stuff like lounges, which are new. So let's start planning this out. So you're going to come into here. I think it's best if we have the lounge really close to here, because you don't want visitors going too far into the hospital. So let's get out the lounge, and that's going to be a pretty basic room. We're not going to have a door, so we have it like a really nice communal lounge. And in there we're going to get maybe a wood floor. We're going to get in some visitor tables, like so. We'll get in a sofa. I don't think they actually used a sofa. We'll get in a bookshelf and a couple of cabinets. It might be worth getting rid of the sofa because I really don't think they'll use it. So let's get rid of the sofa, and we'll get in the vending machine and the water dispenser. And then it might be worth us getting a plant. We'll stick it up there. Put that then. Oh, let's get rid of the plant. We'll pop it in the corridor. Okay, so that's our little... We're going to definitely get a COVID-19 poster up. Fire escape plan. Don't really know what that is. I think it's like a fuse box or something, but we'll get that in as well. Lovely. Got like a wet floor sign. Let's pop that in. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that's our lounge. So we've probably done the least important one first, but it's new, guys, isn't it? It's new. So we're going to need to expand this. So let's come out to there. What walls have I got going on? Okay, so let's get those like that, with the brick going there. We've got $84,000, so we should be okay. Right, so here we're going to need operating room. That could go, still haven't got too much space. So let's think about our high dependency unit is going to want to be really visible to our doctors and nurses. So if we had that like there, then let's just have a look at how many kind of pods of high dependency we could get in. Because we are going to have to be semi-intelligent with this. Life monitor. And then you'd also want a bed socket to plug all those bits into. Then, you know me, guys, I like to put in a chair and have some kind of coffee table there so they can pop their little bits on. So if this is going to be purple, and we'd go for maybe this one. So that's kind of one pod. And then on the front, you'd have a door, and you'd want this to be kind of like as see-through as possible, so you can really see what's happening with your patients. So if we had one, let's try and get a prefab of that, two, and then maybe one. Would you have it like that? That could work, couldn't it? So that's 4. You could definitely get one in there as well. Okay, so we're going to have a bit of a funky design here, but I like funky. So what if we've done that? What does that look like? Oh yeah, I've got the mixture here, haven't I? So let's make sure these walls are all the same. A bit like that. How does that look? Okay. So you've got that, and then you're going to want that to be easily visible to the doctors and nurses who are kind of walking around in this area. So maybe we'll go for glass wall there. Yeah, it's a bit strange, but I want to do some things different in this series. I want to be a bit different. So if we've done that, and then that's going to want to extend to there, I believe, and this bit here is going to be a corridor. Yeah, perfect. Okay, and that corridor is going to go over to there, to the cleaning closet. Okay, so then you'd want your on-call room and nurses stations to be as close to this as possible, really. So let's just make sure we've got all the items in here first. So let's get a defibrillator. We will get in an oxygen tank just to kind of put some bits and bobs in the corridors, and maybe a bookshelf at the end if someone wants to go and get a book or something. So that's our high dependency unit. And then we could get our on-call room could be like that, with our nurses station like that. So it's really, really different. Let's just make sure that that wall going down there is the correct one. So that will be like that. Perfect. Okay. And then here, and obviously our regular ward will kind of be coming in this way. So then here you could have... Okay, well, my game hates me and decided to crash. It obviously did not like our design. So I've just plonked this back in. I've given us a little bit more space, and I've redesigned the high dependency unit a little bit. And we're going to have our doctor's office and our nurse's station just in here. And I've just popped in the prefab lounge and just opened up this front wall. So let's get in the items for our doctor's office. So let's get in some desks there. And my idea with this is that this doctor's office is just for doctors treating these patients in high dependency unit and in the regular ward, i.e. they're not surgeons. I think we're going to have a separate doctor's office for the surgeons. So what I'm going to do is, for the moment, I'm just going to fill out 2 desks worth of computers and jazz stuff. Let's get a nice wall there, and again I'm going to put in some glass to make it look a bit modern. Then in here we could have maybe a bookcase, maybe in there. And I'm going to get rid of that desk just so we can pop in a few bits, like a radio maybe. Just there's a couple bits of stuff in here to make this not so much of a hellhole. So let's do that, and we'll also pop in maybe a plant, or like a small flower or something. Lovely. Right, our nurse's station is going to have something very similar. So let's get some scrubs, so they could scrub up if they need to when they get in. And let's get out some desks. We're going to get those in more like that, I think. So let's get in something like that. That's pretty good to start off with. And then we'll get in space for 3 in here, I think. Let's just do that, and then we can get in some printers and paper holder. Right, so let's get in some equipment. So we'll get that in, and we'll get the equipment cabinet. Stretcher, and get a stretcher there. And maybe we'll get in one there as well. Okay, and then we get in a plant. And get a plant in there. Okay, awesome. So that's our high dependency unit and our on-call room and our nurse's station. So we're going to need a diagnostic unit and a regular ward. So let's get in the diagnostic units here. Let's get in, we'll get in 1 to start with, but I think we will have 2. So let's get that wall, and the actual units can have a nice tiled bottom. Who doesn't want a tiled bottom? And then the doors for these can be maybe those. Again, something just a little bit different. Right, so let's get the flooring for these. Let's go tiles. Like I said, I'll put items in 1 and we'll leave the other one blank for the moment. So let's get in the exam table somewhere like there. Dialysis machine, disinfectant dispenser with a bin underneath. Gonna need the exam light for the exam bed. Then we'll get in mobile equipment cabinet, mobile workstation. Then we need CRP scan and audiometer. So let's get those in. And we need an eye test. And then we're getting maybe some like a whiteboard. And then over here we can get in maybe some dressing screen. We'll just get in one. Yeah, okay, lovely. Cool, I like that. So our last room that we need to get in, and we've got $40,000 left, is the regular ward. So if we got that in here, and we had that a bit like this, I think. If we go in and copy, let's copy that, pop that in the corner. We'll get rid of the life monitor, and then you kind of want this to have quite a lot of capacity really. So if we got in enough for 4 beds, and then make sure it's big enough so we could do that side as well, I think that'll be perfect. So let's get the wall going up there, and then that's going to want to go up to there, and then the actual wallpaper for the room, we can have that one. Again, something a little bit different. Let's do all that. Perfect. And then we could do something a bit different in there. So if you can hear licking, my cat's licking herself, that's all she seems to do. So let's get some watch windows, maybe just at the end. A bit like that. Then we'll have a little gap in that one. And we'll get like a little area where we have like a defibrillator, but we also have a sofa and a couple of shelves. We'll get a bookshelf up there, and here we can get like a radio and maybe like a poster. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Then we're getting 2 more beds there. So that's our ward. And our door shall be there, I think. Perfect. So that's the regular ward. So that's all of the rooms that we need. It's a bit of a tight fit, this department. It's quite small at the moment, quite small corridors. So let's see how that goes. I think that should be good. Right, staff. So we're going to have to get in. Oh yeah, I'm going to have to get in another desk here, because we do have to get in some people who are capable of doing surgery, which is a bit annoying really, but can't do much about it. Right, so let's come in here. So let's get in. You're pretty good at Margaret. So you're going to be a good doctor to do diagnostics. Then at night, I hope you'll get something similar. Yeah, like Nancy's really good. She's pretty expensive, but she's pretty good. So we need 3 doctors, and we need 1 person who's capable of doing surgery. So let's have a look. So we could get in Peter Cole. He can do surgery. And let's get in 1 more doctor for the night. So let's get in Christopher Johnson. We're not going to know his perks, but I want to save a little bit of money. And then we're going to want 1 more doctor in the day. So let's go with Joseph. Oh, we need someone to do in anesthesiology, don't we? Who? Joseph, I'm afraid you're already fired, mate. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Joseph. Right, so let's do anesthesiology, and let's get him. Wow, they're expensive. I'm going to have to go for John Martinez. I'm going to have to go for someone cheap. Okay, and then we need 3 nurses, 2 of which can do surgery. So let's get in William Williams. Let's get in, let's have a look here. Let's get in Jane Brown. And we will need a surgery nurse. Let's get in Jessica Wilson. And then we need a couple nurses for the night. So let's get in Sarah Taylor and Jane Gonzalez. So she just does... Yeah, I don't think we're going to do too much around the way of roles either for the moment. Once we get in our surgery teams, we'll get in all of the roles and stuff as well. Perfect. So let's make sure that we get out some flooring, and then we'll go around and pop in a few items just to make sure that it isn't too bare, and there are a few things lying around. Right, so we can get out maybe a couple of stretchers, get one there as well. That little dead end can be a vending machine and a coffee machine. We'll get a water dispenser down that way. Maybe we'll get out a plant there and a plant over there. Okay, lovely. Perfect. So that's going to be our general surgery department. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's, last but not least, we'll get in our decals. So we're going to want, I don't know all of the new ones, so we're going to need one for observation unit. No, we're going to want diagnostic unit, which is that one. And that's going to be there and there. And we'll get a 1 and a 2. We're going to need to get in, that's for lounge, let's get that there, because that's the lounge. And we can get in, what else have we got? I can't find, hydropencil unit, right, let's get that in there and there. Then we're going to need doctors, well, an on-call room, which is there. And then nurse's station, which is that one. And then the last but not least is a regular ward. Was it called an observation unit? No, regular ward, but it might be the same decal. I think it is. So let's get that in just there. Now let's also get in a few bits like, I've got the floor's wet sign, that's a mod by the way. Getting like a COVID-19 poster. Getting a fire extinguisher maybe. And I'll get fire axe on that wall as well, just so it looks a little bit cluttered. We like a bit of clutter. Okay, lovely. So guys, I'm going to leave it here for today. We've done lots of building and the game's crashed once, so thanks game. I really hope you enjoyed the episode. Please feel free to comment down below with any suggestions or feedback, or if you'd like to be named as a member of staff. And I'll see you in our next episode where we'll be working on building our hospitalization for emergency. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next time. See you later. Thank you very much for watching the video guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel down below if you haven't done so already. And please feel free to follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Have a great day. See you later.